We have been brainwashed. We have been programmed to be nothing more than working machines. The sooner I became aware of this, the sooner I was able to break this cycle. Hey you guys, if we haven't met yet, my name is Catherine. On this channel, I talk everything personal growth. Check out my socials down below in the description so we can grow together. I have recently been reading this book, Don't Believe Everything That You Think, and it actually sparked the idea for this video. This was me in my corporate job where I worked for 3 years. I ended up finding myself being depressed, burnt out, unfulfilled, just feeling stuck in life, and this constant feeling of fear and anxiety because I didn't know what direction to go. And I believe that we have all experienced this feeling because, let's be honest, life is always gonna be lifing, and the world doesn't do a great job of prepping us for it.
I just wanted to say thanks.
I had no healthy habits, I had no routine. I believed that the only way to succeed was to climb up the ladder and be a people pleaser. Do anything and everything that my bosses asked from me, no matter if that meant working very long hours, working weekends, doing other people's scrap work, just becoming unaligned with who I am and my goals, my dreams, all of my energy just going to my job. I was in autopilot, as people call it. Now my thoughts are, I finally feel like I'm living a purpose-driven life. I'm not afraid to take risks. I have the tools to build healthy habits and maintain balance. I'm so proud of myself for the growth I've made, and I'm so excited for what's to come. So in this video, I'm gonna be sharing how I have made that identity shift, how I have been able to challenge those negative thoughts and now create a life with balance and purpose. If this sounds like something that is beneficial for you, something that you have been looking for, click the link in my description for a free coaching call, and I would love to connect with you and help you set up an action plan. Now let's get into the good stuff. Let's talk about the programming of productivity. I got a first-hand experience of this, and I believe that we all have, especially when we are fresh meat in the work field. Our superiors tend to see us as young adults who are naive, who are just thinking about money. They tend to put all the workload on you and abuse you in a sense because unfortunately we don't know better. I didn't know better. If we really think about it, we were taught that our worth is directly connected to the output that we have and to the success that we are gonna have in life. If we get straight A's, then we are celebrated for our accomplishments. In school, by our parents, we feel loved, we feel cared for. We start to crave that validation and we take that into our careers, where our success is then often measured by how many hours we put in, how many projects we complete, and how much we are achieving in such a short amount of time. But in this relentless focus that we have, that we are trained to have, we get burnt out. We lose sight of our own personal goals, our self-care, and we stray away from the hobbies that we would engage in when we were children, and we didn't have this pressure of having to pay our bills, or this pressure of wanting validation, or this fear of feeling like we are behind. And it was in that moment of me getting burnt out that I realized that my value is not determined by my productivity. So I started to prioritize quality over quantity. I learned that it's more important to prioritize my self-care and understanding that we're human beings, not human doings. A quote from the book is, "Any meaning or thinking we give the event is on us, and that is how our perception of reality is created. This is how our experience of life is created from the inside out." The second trap is the hustle culture. I was that student that was a constant overachiever, and I learned this conditioning from childhood. From school, from my parents. Whenever I failed, I felt my self-esteem go down. I didn't feel confident. I felt like a failure. And I felt that if I worked harder, that was the only way that other people would see me and they would love me, they would validate me. So I didn't believe in breaks. I was in this mindset that the more I worked, then the better my life would get. Previous video, I talked about this, but my body literally told me to stop. I was sick for about 2 weeks. I could not move my body. I felt very unmotivated to do anything. I could not engage in any of my healthy habits. I felt so drained. And it was because I was not giving myself breaks. I was not allowing myself to just be. This mentality is so toxic. It creates a lifestyle that is just unsustainable for us. So this means setting realistic goals, setting breaks, being intentional with your time, prioritizing your self-care, setting boundaries, because true success is about balance and well-being. And I remember in school, just transitioning from high school to college, the workload was insane. You would be taking 5, 6 classes and you would have 3, 4 essays you had to do, tests back to back that you had to study for, and all of your energy was going into school. And then we go into our 9 to 5, spending 5 out of 7 days in our week, dedicating our time and energy to make someone else successful. And then we come home, we're tired, we don't want to deal with anything. So we look for things to escape our own reality, like scrolling on social media, watching Netflix. I know it's hard because this is definitely a challenge for me, but we have to actually be mindful of when we are constantly working and not taking breaks, and set a timer for 5-10 minutes and have no distractions and just sit in silence or go on a nature walk. Do something where you are at peace and you are relaxed. You will not regret it. Number 3 is the mindset of lack. We are conditioned to believe by the world that we're always lacking. We're always lacking something, whether it is time, money, it is skills, opportunities. I mean, how many advertisements have you guys seen just today or on this week of someone trying to sell you something that you don't have? For example, you may see a beauty ad that is trying to sell you skincare products or hair products. It promises that these certain products will give you perfect skin, make you attractive, help you lose weight. These ads are designed to make you feel like you are not beautiful enough, you're not good enough, you're too old. Or what about the commercials of luxury cars? They show these successful people driving through these beautiful, expensive neighborhoods in their beautiful, expensive cars. It's making you feel like by owning that car, it's gonna elevate your status. It's gonna make you look successful. It's a way to subtly suggest that without this car, without having that lifestyle, but true success and your self-worth are not determined by how you look, what car you drive, where you live. Do not fall for this trap, y'all. Because what makes you successful, what makes you the person that you are, is what's in here and what's in here. Number 4 is the comparison game. Comparison is the thief of joy. I have to remind myself of this very, very often. Social media has just created this space where people are constantly showing the best parts of their life. We see other successes, their travels, we feel inadequate to it, and we start to compare our life. As human beings, we want to feel accepted. We want to feel worthy. We want to feel loved. So even in school, we compare our grades and how smart we are to other people. We feel like we have to have it all together when who has it all together? And it's honestly a game that we will never win. And the world tends to trap us in this mindset. They don't want us to believe that we are capable of living that type of lifestyle, that we feel stuck, that we have to go to our 9 to 5 job because that is the only option that we have. No, ma'am. If you remember anything from this video, you remember this. You are in control of your life. You are not stuck. Is it gonna be hard? Yes. Is it gonna be uncomfortable? Yes. Remember this, we're all on our own journey. I love reading successful people's stories because it makes me see that they are not perfect and they didn't get to where they are now just out of luck. They worked hard for it, they made mistakes, they learned from it, and all of our timelines are different and success looks different for everybody. Number 5 is the attention economy. Our attention is constantly taken without consent. The world takes our attention away. And when our attention is taken away, that is when we start to feel like we have no time in our day. For us, we have no time for our goals. We feel stuck. We feel in autopilot because we are constantly living our life around what other people want and need from us. We are not taking back our control. We are not taking control of our time and being intentional. It's when we become aware of this that we are able to be like, hey, let me take 5 minutes right now and set up my schedule for what I'm gonna do today. Let me not just react to what life throws my way. Let me actually be productive. So this means setting boundaries with technology and being mindful of how we're spending our time. Just by investing your time in listening to videos like this and actually taking the time to learn about these things and new behaviors, new attitudes, new mindsets. I really hope that this video helped you wake up and see how the world is keeping you trapped from becoming your best self. And now you feel more empowered. You found more clarity to be able to take that next step. And if you're looking for more guidance, more accountability, click that link below so you can get that free coaching call and check out my other free resources. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay blessed and keep staying true to yourself.
Oh my, what a one.